My name's Franciscus Scheelings and I'm a wildlife vet from Australia. I knew from a very early age that I wanted to be a vet, but I always knew that I wanted to do wildlife. I spend a lot of time in the field. That's what where my interest lies, so any opportunity that I get to do field work, I do it. The cliche is not entirely incorrect. So a lot of my field sites where I've been doing the PhD research are very remote. So remote in fact that there's no water in these places and it's camping, so you're living in a tent for maybe 2 weeks. You have to bring all your water with you. You have to go into the bush to do your business. And in some of the places they're pretty dangerous because there are large saltwater crocodiles trying to eat the turtles as they're coming up onto the shore to nest, and so you're having to deal with them as well as the turtles, so always keeping an eye out. At one of my field sites there were so many crocodiles and the beach was so narrow, we had to actually park an ATV vehicle between us and the waterline as a barrier, and we had to have a guard standing with a gun to scare them off because they would try and sort of come ashore when we're processing the turtles. So the cliche is there, but there is some, I guess, truth behind it and why those cliches develop. A couple of years ago I was helping some people do some small mammal work, so we were using traps to catch some native rats and possums. So we're using small metal traps. They're called Elliott traps. You place them on the ground, they have a bait in there, and then the animal walks in, steps on the plate, and it triggers the door to shut closed. I was walking along emptying the traps, and then I picked one up and it was quite heavy, and I was like, oh, this is a pretty big rat. So I opened the trap door and I sort of tried to shake the animal in, but nothing was happening. So I was like, it's a bit strange, there's definitely something in there, maybe it's just a rock or I don't know. So I flipped the trap around so it was facing me, and I opened the door and there was a large red-bellied black snake in there, right at the front of the entrance. He was about that far from my nose, just looking right at me. So I had to quickly flip the trap closed and then pop it back on the ground, and lucky there's a pin that you can pull it out and then the trap sort of flips open. So I was face to face with a red-bellied black snake, which is probably maybe like the 7th deadliest snake in the world. That was a pretty fun experience. Every time that I get to go out with the sea turtles, it's pretty magical, and often I have to keep reminding myself to be in the moment and enjoy what I'm doing, because you're focused on getting the research done. You need these samples, you need X amount of animals to fill the research criteria. Sometimes you get lost in that, and you just have to remind yourself when you're walking along a beach at night time and it's starlit and you have hundreds of these turtles coming up to nest, that really is a magical experience. And then you get to see the babies hatch and take off into the ocean. So that happens quite frequently, and when I'm doing the research, I do have to keep reminding myself, instead of just being a scientist, make sure that you're in the moment and enjoying what you're doing, because it's not many people in the world get to actually do that.